This is the Convene podcast. Creativity strategist Natalie Nixon on how a fundamental reframing of our notion of productivity could transform your meetings. More Time for Being Human. Written and read by Barbara Palmer, Deputy Editor of Convene.
Creativity and design strategist Natalie Nixon, the president of Figure Eight Thinking and a global keynote speaker, has followed her own career path, earning degrees in anthropology, African studies, textiles, and a PhD in design management, finding inspiration in the world of jazz. Nixon's most recent book, Move, Think, Rest, Redefining Productivity and Our Relationship with Time, also challenges convention along with our fundamental assumptions about how people do their best work, including what Nixon calls the glorification of busyness and the idea that productivity means grinding through tasks and checking off boxes. In an era when AI, automation, and robotics are rapidly advancing, the true opportunity of this revolution lies in rethinking productivity. She writes in Move, Think, Rest. Instead of fearing that AI will replace us, Nixon suggests that technology will give us the time and freedom to focus on those things that make us uniquely human. What if, she asks in the book, we moved away from our dated model of productivity based on efficiency measured in speed only and considered that our most productive selves are when we give ourselves the space and time to move, think, and rest? Nixon has distilled research and insights from multiple fields about how those three activities, moving, thinking, resting, impact creativity and productivity into what she calls the MTR framework. Our brains aren't machines. They need rhythm, not relentlessness, she wrote in an email to Convene. And then we need blocks of suspended time where we're not racing against the clock. When bodies are in motion, ideas flow more freely, and rest is non-negotiable. When we asked Nixon how she would apply the MTR framework if she were designing a 2 or 3 day meeting, here's what she had to say. 1. Normalize session moratoriums. Designate specific blocks, maybe the first 3 hours of day 2 or every afternoon, as session-free zones. This isn't break time, it's deep work time. People can use it for reflection, one-on-one conversations, or processing what they've learned. This single change can transform a conference from overwhelming to generative. 2. Create movement infrastructure. Convert one session per day to a walking format, not just allowing walking meetings, but actively designing for them. Provide mapped walking routes with estimated times. Create outdoor spaces with seating and shade for breakout sessions. Install standing meeting areas with whiteboards. When movement is built into the physical environment, it becomes the default rather than something people have to seek out. 3. Design for circadian rhythms. Schedule cognitively demanding sessions during peak focus hours. That's usually mid to late morning for most people. And then the more collaborative, creative sessions in the afternoon. Build in longer breaks around natural energy dips. This honors the biological reality of how humans function rather than forcing people to override their body's signals. 4. Create rituals of rest. Not just scheduling breaks, but designing them. Perhaps start each day with 10 minutes of optional guided meditation or stretching. End each day with a brief reflection session. Normalize the afternoon power nap by creating designated quiet spaces. When rest becomes ritualized, rather than something people grab guiltily, it transforms the culture of an entire event. 5. Measure differently. Stop evaluating meeting success solely by how much content was covered or by how many hours people spent together. Instead, ask, what new connections formed? What unexpected insights emerged? How energized do people feel? This shift in metrics naturally leads to different design choices. Finally, when event planners embrace MTR as core design principles rather than nice-to-haves, they create conditions where people don't just attend meetings, they flourish within them, Nixon said. And that's when the real magic happens. Ideas that couldn't have emerged through sheer force of will, connections that spark innovation, and energy that sustains long after people return home.
Remember to subscribe to the Convene podcast on your favorite listening platform to stay updated with our latest episodes. For further industry insights from the Convene team, head over to pcma.org/convene. My name is Maggie. Stay inspired, keep inspiring, and until next time.